Nails won't last because they start lifting or peeling. In 80% of the cases, the reason is poor nail prep, which starts with pushing back the cuticles. And you can use different tools for that. I personally prefer orange wood stick or metallic pusher depending on the client, and the goal is to push back the spreading part of the cuticle so it will separate from the nail plate. Sometimes it's a bit tricky, and it's important to push back the cuticle not only from the center but also along the sidewalls. When this cuticle is on the nail plate, you cannot really see it. It's transparent. But once you start pushing it back, you can see that it's white. Once we do that, we're supposed to clean it all, and there are also different ways to do that. My personal preference is dry manicure. I prefer using diamond flame-shaped bead to do this, and usually I work on the left side first. The speed depends on the client, on their skin and cuticles, but usually it's within the range of 15 to 20,000 rotations per minute. Then I switch to the opposite rotation, which is reverse mode, and clean the opposite side. But please be aware that this is a really advanced technique, and if you never learned how to use electric nail file, you can also do it manually with a hand file. Recommended abrasive is 180 grit to remove the surface shine. Our nails naturally are a bit glossy and oily, and the goal is to remove a couple layers from the top so the nails will turn to matte. Do not file them, do not make them thinner, just gently, without any extra pressure, take it off. If your nails are super thin or damaged or sensitive, you can use a softer abrasive, which is 240 grit. Exfoliating the dry tissue is optional, but I normally do that. I prefer using manicure scissors or sometimes electric nail file and sphere-shaped bit. Now we need to clean the surface of the nail plate even better. We can use Dehydrator, apply it and let dry. Make sure that the surface of the nail plate is dry. If you see these little scratches and it's whitish, perfect, that's exactly what we need. And then we need to apply primer depending on what you're about to do next. There are acid and non-acid primers, and if you're working with a light cured product, we also apply the base coat. Next mistake is skipping sanitation and hygiene protocols, which vary depending on where you're from, but there are still some general rules, such as certain products can never be properly sanitized or sterilized, such as hand file. If you used it on someone, especially on natural nails, then you need to throw it away. There's no way you can sanitize it. Same thing with orange wood stick. You can never sanitize them, so these are single-use products. Metallic tools such as pushers, nippers, scissors, and drill bits can be sanitized. So first you need to clean them and make sure that there are no product leftovers and debris. Then we do the sanitation process, which also can be different. I prefer the one with ultrasound cleaner. I usually do the 3 minutes exposure. Then we need to wash it in the water within 5 minutes, let dry, and then we do the sterilization process, which can be done with dry heat sterilizer or autoclave. Next mistake is using old and contaminated tools. Some tools cannot be used without any maintenance, such as pushers or scissors or nippers. Over time, they're going to get dull. So besides cleaning, sanitizing, and sterilizing them, you also need to make sure that you're using the special sharpening surfaces so they will stay sharp. Same thing goes with the drill bits. If you sanitize them properly, you're going to get rid of this debris, product leftovers between the flutes, and they're going to serve you longer. But they cannot serve you forever, so they need to be replaced every time. Please make sure that you're cleaning all of your workstation, which includes table lamps, UV lamps, e-files, cords. Make sure they're all clean. You can use alcohol or special sanitation solution. Next mistake is ignoring client consultation and assessment. It is very important to take a look at the client's nails and to understand what is going on here. Are nails healthy? Do we have any damages? Ask them if they have any allergies. Do they have any history of problems with different products or allergic reactions in the past, and this is how you will know how to provide the best service and avoid possible problems. Another mistake that I did so often in the past, and even now, sometimes I get carried away and repeat it, is trying to be the jack of all trades. So you're trying to be manager, receptionist, psychologist, nail technician, nail artist, social media manager, and so on. And this is so frustrating because when you're working with the clients all day, then you take some time to practice some nail art, you don't really have time to communicate with the people so much. That's why the great solution will be here using an automated booking system such as Bookerize, the kind sponsor of our video. This is a unified booking, payment, and CRM system. You can do online bookings and automatic scheduling, take secure payments and deposits. I think this is a great feature because no-show clients are always so disappointing and may disrupt the entire day. You can allow your customers to pay upfront or leave a deposit via email or booking link. Bookerize have a great deal for you because you can try it out for free for 14 days, and first 500 signups that will use my link in the description box will also get 3 months for only $1 after the free trial ends. Click the link in the description box or visit bookerize.com to take advantage of this deal. Now back to the video. Overloading the nail with the product. This is such a common mistake, and there's a popular myth about the fact that if you take more product, your nails are going to be thicker, hence stronger and more durable, which is completely not true because if they're going to be too thick, it is going to damage the nail plate, they're most likely going to lift or break. So they are supposed to be thick only in certain places, such as in the middle, which is apex area, but the cuticle area as well as the free edge should be thin. So please do not overload the nail with the product. Thick nails is not the same as long-lasting nails. Actually, you will be surprised how thin nails can be and durable at the same time. So the point is to create the proper structure. The thickest part should be always in the middle, and then it slowly goes into thin parts, which are sidewalls, cuticle area, and free edge. Another mistake I did so much when I was less experienced is nail products and equipment. When you're starting, it's so hard to get funds to invest in high quality and expensive equipment. I totally get it. And luckily nowadays we do have some affordable brands that offer reliable quality. So please do some research. Do not buy the cheapest options that are going to not properly work. Let's say if you have a really low quality electric nail file, it is going to have such a high vibration and it will create so much discomfort and potentially so much pain in your wrists. So you don't really want that. Same thing with the brushes. If the brush is low quality, the product is going to stick on it, you will not be able to apply it properly, and you're going to spend so much more time on product application. If you're using bad hand files, they are not really filing or shaping the product properly, so you're going to spend even more time on that. So do some research, read reviews, and invest in good equipment and products. At least nail lamp, dust collector, electric nail file, and the main products you're using for product application. Make sure that the brands are reliable and they're not using any forbidden ingredients. When I finished nail school and it was my first year of working as a nail technician, I went to work in the nail salon, and there was the lady who had 20 years of experience, and this sounded surreal to me, like, wow, she's so experienced, she knows everything. And she gave me advice. She said, Anastasia, don't spend so much money and time on these new nail classes, on this education. You will not really learn anything new. Instead, use this time to work with your clients so you can have more money. And right now I understand how bad advice it was. I mean, of course, if you are due with paying your rent and you need money ASAP, I mean, this might be a valid advice, but in the long term, it's definitely not. Because when you just started, you don't have enough practice, you don't have enough skill yet, and there are new products, new techniques that are there every single day and you need to learn them. This is how you can improve as a professional, so you can learn faster, easier, that you can provide more results, and most importantly, you will create a better nails that will last, so your clients will love them and come back to you. So luckily, after a few months, I realized that this was a bad advice and I did the opposite. I started taking more and more classes, learning new things, and honestly, this is definitely what helped me to get where I am today. And I even have a motto: never stop learning. I believe that the day you decide that you know everything and there's no room for improvement, this is the time when you stopped your growth as a professional. Next mistake is so common, which is overworking the nail bed. I see so often, and there is another myth, which goes like we take the nail and then we take a harsh abrasive, God forbid, something like 80 grit file, and then we prep the nail plate. And then we will have a better adhesion between the nail and the product, which is completely not true. Because with 80 grit or even 100 grit file, we are going to remove too many layers of the nail plate, so we're going to damage it. And damaged nail plates do not provide a good adhesion. The product is not going to last. Ever since we see more and more tutorials on social media with electric nail files, I also get more clients and more models with damaged nails, because I assume some people just think maybe it's too easy. They buy an electric nail file and try it by themselves at home and end up damaging their nails badly. So please be gentle. I think besides having a pretty nails and long-lasting extensions, our big goal is to keep the nails healthy. So always use 180 abrasive, be gentle, do not press on it, and whenever you're working with electric nail file, you also need to be super gentle around the nail plate. If you are doing everything correctly, doing extensions for years or even decades will not damage your nails. They're actually going to stay almost in the exact same condition as they were before. Another common mistake with beginners is failing recording a client's info and scheduling next appointment. I used this trick when I just started. I didn't really have many clients, so my schedule was not packed. But when the client came to me and we did nails and it was quite obvious that they like them, I said, hey, let's schedule the next appointment in 3 weeks, because I noticed that you prefer weekends and they fill up pretty fast. I just want to make sure that you will get the exact day and time that you wish. And of course, all my weekends were not fully packed, but I'm just kind of person, I like to have everything planned ahead, so it was convenient for me, and this is how I will know that they will not forget about the appointment. Because if you just tell them, okay, just call me in 3 or 4 weeks when you feel like it's time for the next infill, they may forget, they may call you when it's too late and it's been more than 4 weeks and the nails are already falling apart. So it will definitely benefit everyone, you and the client. Which of these mistakes are familiar to you? Let me know in the comments. I'm super curious to read if these items were relatable. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye!